I'm being humble and grateful, and you trying to take it and turn it into something else. I mean, like, who wouldn't thank a guy that done something so powerful? You know what I mean? And I think that people who is getting backlash, I think you guys should hold y'all head up. You a man or a woman, whatever you decided to choose to do, whether if it was on the political side or not the political side, then you accountable for your actions. So therefore, if you made that decision, stand on it. That's what's being a man or being a woman is. You standing on the decision that you made. Like me, I'm standing on that. I can go public anywhere in the world, and I'm gonna always give him thanks to the day that I die, homie. Because like I said, it's nothing on earth that can give me a better feeling than what I got. You know what I mean?
They're more decent.
Now that's dope, man. Hey, Lace, I know you had a question for Duke. Lace, I know you wanted to say something to Duke.
First of all, I want to say, King, we glad you're home. It's important because your voice, because your voice is a voice of clarity, and that's important to have that voice of clarity. And what you're saying, and I think we have to understand, we have separated the man from the deed. You can have issues with the man, but you cannot doubt the deed. The deed was to bring you home to do better things for our community, and I think that's more important than anything else. So I just want to take a second and salute you, King, and I want to thank you. And I know that your journey is gonna make better for a lot of our young kids out there who actually needs that they need that perspective from you to make you understand that it's not one big blanket. You got to look at it and diagnose it and know how to separate the man from the deed. And I appreciate you for being home. Salute to you, King.
And then, champ, just based on what you said right there, it was this yesterday, bro. I wish I could have recorded it. This lady steady, I put that message and stuff on my phone, and boom, so people hit me. So this lady, like, she wanted me to talk to her because of her mom. And her mom had went to prison and done 10 years, right? So now this woman is 30-something, she like 36 years old now. She said, from her watching that video and me embracing my son, that she was able to forgive her mother for going to prison because she was acting up. And her mom did 10 years and she came back home. So basically, we talking like an 18-year span where this grown woman, based off that video, was able to understand, like, things happen. But she saw the love that my son had for me, and that I was gone from 16 years from his life from when he was 2 years old, but how Shorty loved me and embraced me. She said that I had to ask my mother to forgive me how I was acting out with her, because for the simple fact, she went to prison, but it was out of her control, so she had to forgive her and give her that same unconditional love back, because her mom tried and done everything she could, but she was just locked in the belly of the beast because she was sentenced to a crime over Charles. So, that right there is the things that make me, when people get to talking about, oh, he doing this or he doing that. No, look at what it's doing, though, to the people that's really seeing what's really going on and saw and had a feeling of what it is. You know what I'm saying?
And you do. And you know what's funny? Because, I wrote down earlier the definition of an adaptive leader, right? And I want you to hear this definition, and everything that you said so far epitomizes what it is. An adaptive leader is one who so it's a process where a leader seeks to engage, mobilize, and motivate his followers. When I see what you're doing, man, and you're talking about, again, you engage people because you're going to these podcasts, you're going on Fox, you're going on different stations, talking to everybody, then you mobilize them. What you're doing right now is there's a movement that's being started by Duke Tanner. The stuff that you're doing is making a tremendous difference in the world. And lastly, you're motivating, right? You're motivating people where this person was able to come back and forgive her mom, right? And so you're creating this thing, you're creating this situation for everybody to actually understand what true adaptive leadership is all about. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to, congratulate you on that, man, because, when we think leadership, we always think titles. We always think we got to be in a position. But when I say leadership, man, it's somebody who's willing to say, you know what? Here's a problem. Here's a challenge. Here's how I'm going to fix it. And so I commend you on that, brother. I really do.
Man, I thank you, brother. The way you break that down, That's what it is. But that's how we gonna touch this next generation. Dr. King's granddaughter said something at the George Floyd rally. She said, this generation right now might not see it, but the movement that we got going on right now, if we do it right, her generation gonna see something that the world ain't gonna never see before. We gotta start right now to honor that little girl wish. You know what I'm saying? She's somebody I want to meet and shake her hand because she spoke a powerful message when she said that. We gotta come together right now and have that type of leadership, because a real leader produces leaders, and therefore it's God made man, but it's up for us, the leadership, to develop them, to make them become the men and women that they supposed to be. And what's the best way to develop them? By example, by showing them, coming out with that same energy, man, that we use, all levels, people that work, you putting that energy, you want to be the good family, you want to do whatever you're doing. Guys is breaking the law, you're putting that energy in to do right. Put that same energy into producing leaders. We are to produce. You know why dudes scared to produce leaders? Because they not real leaders, and they feel like if you produce me the right way and give me the right tools, I'm going to take your shine away. That's what these people about. So they want to break shorting them down, and they leaving them the wrong way. So therefore, you want to give them all you got, because guess what? If you lead me, bro, and you teaching me all the game and giving me everything, I'm a reflection of you. So everything that I achieve and I grow to be, at the end of the day, you taught it to me. So you gonna get your lighting, and everybody gonna know, hey man, that's dude youngster right there. That's what people don't understand. But those are the dudes that's out here. Those are the so-called leaders. Those are the so-called fathers. No, them dudes need to move and get on out the way. And I'm getting my feet up under me, so I'm gonna say what I gotta say because I'm a realist. You know what I mean? And I'm able to stand on it because, like I said, I'm leading it by example. And then I got guys like the senator with me that he knows where we come from. Little small town. But by me being in that federal system, I got guys from New York now. I got guys from LA. I got guys from Atlanta. I got guys from North Carolina. I got guys from DC. Them dudes love me. So therefore, my message is heard through them too, because they leaders. So therefore, they my friends. So guess what? I got all the ones that's up under them. So now we able to put this message around, and it's at a full force right now. We got to take advantage of it. So I commend you for what you're doing, because you're giving us a chance to take advantage of it and produce it and push it. We got to come aggressive with it. You know what I'm saying? And every time you talk to me, my message is going to get powerful and powerful, because I'm getting comfortable in myself out here. You know what I mean?
Hey, dude.
Y'all got to excuse me, but man, I take this to heart. You know what I mean? I feel like we're the 10th round. I'm sweating and everything right now. This passion, homie.
No doubt. And listen, hey, David's on here. Dave wants to highlight you real quick.
Hey,
yeah,
dude.
I know he feeling. I got his energy right now, and I ain't even a hyper guy like that. You hear me?
Well, I see every time I see you getting your fresher game, and I like that vest.
I'm waiting on my robe, man. My son said he want me to come out with that robe, homie.
Well, the senator is just pulling up on me right now, and he's coming in to make his dreams come true and utilize everything that I have, because we're a family now, and what's mine is his. If I got it, it's his. So he's coming in to work on some music, work with the cameras. I just want you to really, really know that you're a part of a family, and I want you to exercise it, rapid action, if you could, so that you can know how real it is. But, I'm a firm believer that the only reason why guys like us, and I'm not even going to put myself in your category, because I can't even say I've gone through what you've been through, but we're people that survive things so that other people could see us survive, and so that we can lead by example, and the people we love don't have to go through what we have gone through. So you're a fighter at a championship professional level. You know what I mean? And you've shown that physically, mentally, spiritually, even your faith, your loyalty. Everything you're doing is at a professional level. And everything you're going to do is at a professional level. And now that your energy is devoted to helping other people with a family, utilize that power, bro. You know,
Will.
it ain't just about us saying what's up on the Zoom. Let's get in front of each other and let's make some bread.
Man, I'm with it, man. And right now, you know, I'm learning things from, you know, they gave me probation, so, you know, I have to be asked where I can go, this, that, and the other for now.
The senator will come with you.
Once again, God still blessed me because dude letting me move around. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm favored. So, like I said, man, I'm pushing and I'm making all the noise I can make. So, believe me, I'll be to see you soon. And like, I'm just thankful and I feel honored, man, because like I was telling the other brother, man, the people that I can touch, you might can't. But the people that I can't, you can. So long as we working together, we winning. You know, when we save one, we really saved a million because that one could have been a bad apple that spoiled a bad bunch of people. So long as we got that vision and moving like that, we can't do nothing but win. You know?
And dude,
that's what I'm standing on. You know what I mean? Man, listen. I can tell you personally, champ, I'm looking you in your eyes. I was prepared to die in that prison and never come home. And it wasn't bothering me. So that feeling you can't explain. So you mean to tell me I'm not going to put that energy out here now that I'm free to help people?
And dude,
it's much easier, bro. It's way much easier than thinking that you're going to die in a federal prison.
And Duke, the conditioning of our future, when I say that, I mean our kids. Like, you know, I'm 49, about to be 50, and I'm watching all these kids, these rappers, kill each other. They shooting each other. They're really burnt out in a way where they're ready to die for things that most of us never even have to worry about. And I'm like looking at hip hop, like in my day in hip hop, if one rapper died, it was like Pac, and then it was Biggie, and then everyone was peaceful. I'm starting to get, I mean, for the last 3 years, 3 or 4 rappers a year, they're getting killed. They talking about what they doing on social media. I mean, I know you can't believe how different it is. And it's hard to knock these kids because it's unrecognized trauma in the way they're protecting themselves. But I'm really trying to figure out how to get these kids not to ever have to step foot in the prison, not to think it's all right to go to prison, not to think it's all right to die, not to think it's all right to kill, not for that to be a normal. Like in Chicago, 80% of murders go unsolved. That means you almost have to be a goofball to get caught to kill somebody. It's normal. How are we going to stop that? That's really bothering me this week.
Let me say something to Dame real quick, because I think it's important people understand that Dame is doing that thing that's going to make the changes, right? We talk about adaptive leadership, engage, mobilize, and motivate people. That right there encompasses who Dame Dash is, right? And I'm not trying to say, because even if he wasn't on it, I have him on my list of notes that I was going to mention this about, which is we got to understand is that if everybody does their part, by engaging others, young people, mobilizing them, make sure that we create a movement for them and look fly doing it, and then to motivate them, I think we can make the change. And I think that that's clearly what you're doing, Duke. That's clearly what Dame is doing. That's clearly what OSG is doing. That's clearly what Senator Milton is doing, and things like that. And so I don't want to overlook anything Dame says by not saying again to him in front of people again is that these are the things that I know he's doing. You know, there are projects that we're involved in right now that has a lot to do with changing the lives of young people. A lot of it, you know what I'm saying? So I can't let him just say what he said and not at least acknowledge the fact that he's doing something about it. And you're in a room full of people that are really about that action, really doing the things necessary to make those changes, to try and get some of our young people to change their mindset around killing one another and things like that.
Hey, well, look, I gotta go, but I'm gonna say one thing because I'm pulling up at this thing now to go speak at this little podcast thing. But I feel like this: we need to put a thermometer in all the leaders in certain neighborhoods, in certain communities, because that's how we're gonna check the temperature of what's going on over there.
You getting a lighter too?
If they not real leaders, then they need to move out the way and let real leaders come in and lead the men the right way and get them those 3 examples you just gave me. Because if not, they not producing the right leadership skills for those guys, so they teaching them the wrong thing, and it's gonna lead to more and more and more. We dropped the ball. We let some of these other guys lead some of these men, and they winning right now. It's too many of them. They got it. That's why it's like it is right now. So we gotta make sure we're willing to sacrifice ourselves 100%, like we doing, and continue to come together as a collective and get into these communities with these leaders that's in there and teach them how to become leaders. So therefore they can trickle it down, and that's what we need to really focus on. And like I said, man, I'm going all the way with it. So
when's your next fight? When's your next fight? When's your next fight?
I don't know, man. I talked to Bomac them last night, to be honest, and they sent it for me the first week of December so I could come down there and check the camp out, because I'm trying to figure out who I'm gonna deal with. We're really trying to see how this pandemic gonna go or whatnot. So I'm gonna wait till the beginning of the year and see what's going on. Last night was the first time I really got that joy to see my auntie and a couple of my family members or whatnot. But
yo, promise me this.
I'm going to camp in 6 months and 7 months later. By August, I should be in the ring. You know what I mean? That's my goal.
Promise me this. Put a camera on everything you're doing.
Yeah, we on top of it.
Like even the camera on now. Like even have somebody, everything you doing. Because the reason why is we have to document our own history and control that narrative. And just in case they want to say you're doing something you're not, we want to always have a camera on you. Like, this is what this man did from the second he came home. And you understand what I'm saying? From a guy that I'm telling you. Either way, they're gonna make an example out of you. It's gonna be a bad example where they win, or a good example where we win. So if you end up in jail again, and even if they paint it and doing something you're not, they won. But if you end up affecting people, run for an office and I want to see you rich. I want to see everyone around you rich. Everyone that supported you should reap the benefit of everything.
Thank y'all. Again, y'all, I think it's really important to realize once again how important adaptive leadership is in this conversation. Is again, engage, mobilize, and motivate your followers. That's what adaptive leaders do. And you want to kind of switch gears a little bit to something that's, again, it's kind of hard to transition at the time. But I think this part of the conversation too.
Good, how are you?
Brother,
ready for a baby?
Tomorrow.
I know.
Tomorrow.
You just see resume?
Yeah.
Ready.
Hey, you want to jump on and say what's up? Your man just jumped off.
Yeah, I was on.
You was on?
Yeah, I was on the pod.
Again,
I didn't know.
I can say this about each and
Yeah, I
every
was
one
on
of
that.
you.
Oh,
I
you
think
cool?
it's important that I say that to you guys before I even, bring
Let me just,
he's not doing nothing that y'all aren't doing. So I just wanted to put that out there to begin with. But when I talk about adaptive leadership and trying to, take on these tough challenges, a couple of days ago I was on the Zoom with Ak, and Ak is Ak. That's who he is. All day, always eloquent, always say what he got to say. It was
So I have one more day.
No different than Ak.
Well,
And then later on,
how we got a whole box of
later
lighters?
on, maybe about an hour later.
Tell us what next time she goes out to buy a bunch of lighters.
I lost my grandmother.
Yeah.
I lost my grandmother. While he was on the Zoom,
while he's here right now,
he was aware of
I want to go over his order
while on the Zoom.
and his logo.
And he continued with
So
the
let's
Zoom.
shut up. Yo, Rob, I'm gonna bring in this Iraqi real
in
quick.
honor and obviously
Wait, hold on.
to the matriarch and the person that he's
We gonna
speaks
hear
so
your
highly
merch
about,
right
you know
now.
what I'm saying? And it kind of hurt my heart because I know every time I speak to him, I'm always like, how's your grandma? Like, it's always about his grandmother. And to know that he lost his grandma while on a Zoom with us, finished the Zoom and then went and handled his business with his family. Man, he truly exemplifies what it means to be an adaptive leader And again, I called him earlier to check on him or whatever. He was still at work doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? He's still inviting guests. He's still doing all of those things. So I want to just, again, send my condolences, my shout out to my brother who I love, Oswald, family, and things like that. But I wanted him, I asked his permission to talk about it. But I want to kind of transition into adaptive leadership and what it's like for a person like that to fight through all of that, knowing, his grandmother meant so much to him. So what's going on, Oz, bro?
Every time you call me up, you be trying to make me cry, bro. It was good, right? But nah, thank you for that, man. I just, you guys push me like no other, but just like my mother's still in my life, but we all know like grandmas hit different. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandmother, born in Sumter, South Carolina, 1928. She was picking cotton. You hear me? That's how far back. You know what I mean? Like she was there. She did that. 1928. She seen, the Spanish flu, what it was doing. You know what I mean? So she done seen a lot. And for her to move up to Newark, right, and get married, have 6 kids, husband passed away. She's taking me as a toddler to go clean people's houses. Like I'm talking about that lady worked till she couldn't walk no more. Like so how dare I? Even though we was on a call, how dare I stop from getting those jewels you guys was dropping on me to deal with that? I knew I was preparing for it. I know it was coming, but I need to soak all this in. Like one thing I've always said, and you know this, Dennis, even when I'm on these shows and all that, my grandma got to see this happen. You know what I'm saying? All the love she poured into me and these grandkids, and she got adopted kids that she took care of. Like that's where I get it from. Like that's in my DNA. It's literally what I have to do every day to make her happy. So I was happy that she got to see all of this. I mean, she telling me, don't wear your hair like that to Ellen. Boy, don't wear those sneakers with Oprah. What are you doing? Like, I got that. You know what I mean? I got that. So I'm not going to stop until I see her again. So I'm going to keep it going. And just think about, even we talk about Dame, right? Dame talked about, he went to Def Jam that next day. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like work with, when Leah passed and when his man passed, he was in there acting a fool. Like, look what you and Lays do for me and the rest of these principals. Y'all push me every day. So I'm going to get it, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get it, and I'm going to get it for her. Like I said, I'm going to keep pushing until then. And just even think about school the next day, people was calling like, oh, you at work? Like, why wouldn't I be at work? Like, come on. Like, I know that's my girl, but I know I had some 8th graders I had to speak to at 9:30. Facebook was on a Zoom call with my